Hello, this is a Yume Predator, and I'm making this video to show you what to expect when you get it, and I'm going to try to be fair about it. Well, I am going to be fair. I'm not going to say anything negative. I just want people to know what to expect, and this goes for all brands. Unless they tell you that it is going to be functional out of the box without having to do anything, you are going to either know how or be able to figure out how to put this thing together. It's mostly assembled. It's not anything that's real hard. I've had enough experience with e-bikes and scooters, like real scooters. I have a Bergman, and I've had a 650 Bergman, got a Piaggio MP3, and a Riker. So you got to know how to do a little something. If you don't know how to at least work on a bicycle, you probably shouldn't get something like this. This is not a toy. This is a serious machine. I would say this is like a scooter meets motocross motorcycle. It's a serious thing. I love it. I'm definitely gonna keep it. It is the best of all the scooters for the price. Hands down, there's nothing comparable. I mean, it is $4,000. I mean, I guess you could put $3,600 on a credit card. Buy it with a credit Klarna. $166 a month. I think it's well worth it. But I believe that this is an upgrade. It has several upgrades from the videos you'll see that were made like 6 months, even a year ago. They have altered this because I'm sure they've had complaints. Like for one thing, this part of the damper, it came already installed. I'm sure nobody liked putting that on. Supposedly they have like a WhatsApp thing, and you can talk to their engineers and they'll talk you through it, but I just haven't. I mean, I always try to get as far as I can by myself before I call for help, you know. But I was kind of wonder, is that supposed to jiggle? Maybe it is. I mean, it looks like it slides around on these balls, you know, but I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna be calling them for help. And they tell you when you get this that you should put it on a platform. So I did put it on a platform. I've been assembling this. This is day 2. I haven't had it sitting on these blocks since day 2, but I put it on these blocks because I'm going to turn it on later tonight and try to run through the gears after I figure out the app. By the way, nobody wants an app except kids, and this is not a kid's scooter toy. Everybody hates apps. We'd rather have a key. If you want an app, it should be an optional thing, and I say that goes for everything. Keep it simple. I want to suggest to Yume, you need to sell this ready to go. The only thing that the person needs to do is put this on, and maybe you could charge more for it. Certainly you should, because I've got over 3 hours into this already, because I've gone through every bolt. There's bolts everywhere, and tightened them with the exception of the wheels. I did put a wrench on it and nothing moved, but you need to go through every bolt. But when you go through every bolt, before you put this thing together, when you have to put a bolt in, you need to put a little bit of this on there. Because you will be tightening and removing these bolts frequently. This is not a toy. It is the equivalent to a motorcycle, and you will be working on it like a motorcycle. You will, if you're not cleaning it or tightening bolts, then you can ride it. But I would not suggest that you just buy this and think that you're going to ride it around like a Honda. It's not going to happen. These things need to be taken very seriously. 63 miles an hour. You don't want to mess around. Oh, while I'm talking about stuff you need to know, is with motorcycles, but you won't even hear this bit of advice from motorcycle, go away. You won't hear this bit of advice unless you pay attention to a lot of motorcycle videos where they tell you how to maintain. You need to check your tires weekly. You don't just let this thing sit around for a month and decide you're going to get on it and go. No. The rear tire on this one was at 35, and all right, let's put this on here. All right, the front tire's at 40. That's what you need to know. You might want to write that down. 40 PSI, cold, which is fine. And another bit of advice, you're not getting this onto this without this. So you need to get one of these. That's a helpful hint. Let's see, going over this. This I didn't have on correctly. I watched a video and I looked at this one guy's and he had it this way. I had it like over here wrong. It's real easy to get wrong. I don't really like things that can go wrong. That's why I think just about any manufacturer of anything like this, and unless it's from like Suzuki or Kawasaki and you can get an actual shop manual, do not expect a lot of information. Right? Like you can do the WhatsApp, and I'm sure they'll tell you what to do, but just out of the box, the instructions are not great. These are actually some of the best instructions I've ever seen. They're in a larger print, they're in color, but they try to show you pictures of stuff, and it's like looking at mud. I'm not trying to criticize. I'm just so this is an area of improvement, and Yume is like as far as I can tell you about the best when it comes to instructions, as far as I've seen. Like if you were to buy a wired bicycle, that guy is a complete a-hole. He builds a hell of an e-bike, but you don't get instructions with the bike. There's a little bit of instructions, but not much. You're expected to know how to assemble a bicycle. So here's a bit of advice. If you're going to buy one of these, be prepared to, if you're not capable of doing all these things that I'm telling you, you need to go to a bicycle shop and you need to show them this video and get them to tell you how much it's going to cost to put it together right in the first place. And then you can probably tighten bolts and stuff after that. But I'm thinking it's going to add about $250 because they're going to take some time. They're going to put it up on a stand and they're going to read the instructions to the best of their ability and put it together. But any bicycle shop would probably be able to help you out with assembling this. All right, so let's go over what you're gonna see. Oh, by the way, you're gonna spend $3,500 on something, you better get an air tag on it. And let's see what else. Okay, these are your keys. I have managed to turn this thing on, and I did put in the default password, so it did turn on, but it was extremely dangerous to have in my living room, because that's why I quickly pulled these blocks out, because if I had hit the accelerator, then it would have gone. So I'm not going to do that without these blocks. So this here is what you can expect to see. This box, when it comes, it's going to come separately from the battery box, and the battery is massive. It weighs 44 pounds. But it'll be in a box like this. And the only way you're going to get it out of this box is you're going to open it up and you're going to flip it on its side and you're going to pull it out sideways. A lot of people have learned the trick where you flip something upside down. That's how I got the battery out, was I flipped it upside down, opened it up, and it just came right out. But just taking out the box taking this out of the box takes common sense. You're going to get 2 of these chargers, and it looks like they've done an update. You can't put these in wrong. I suppose you could if you didn't pay attention, but there's a little groove down there. Just pay attention and you won't do it wrong. Putting in the battery, whoa, that was a thing. You're gonna get, here's your accessory box. That's a phone holder. This was your thumb power, and I highly suggest you put that on there, because I got up on this thing and I'm squeezing that trigger finger thing. I do not like that at all. I've heard bad things about twist throttles, but that's what I'm used to with motorcycles. So twist throttle or the thumb throttle. I'll be using a thumb throttle. This down here is your second charger. That's really awesome. They give you 2 chargers, or these other companies, you know, they're going to give you something that isn't UL listed and charge you more for another fast charger. This thing's supposed to be charged within 5 to 7 hours. That's pretty good. Probably has something to do with it has a different kind of battery in it, a better kind of battery. Panasonic, I believe that it is. Less cells. Let's see. So you're going to get, this is going to be a separate box right here, separate box. The battery comes separately. It's 44 pounds. Let's see. I can open this up for you, but let's go on the outside first. No, wait. We'll flip this up. Keys flipped up. All right, this is the insides of it. These are your circuit breakers. Isn't that cool? And these handles here, you're gonna use both of them. You're putting this thing in. One of the problems I had with this was, like, I was trying to stuff these in for battery management. I'm not going to open this up. I'm going to tell you what to expect though. You're not going to put it together wrong. But under here, you have to take these bolts out. Now this is why I waited to tell you this. These bolts right here, you got to take these out. And when you do get it off, what's going to happen is the bolts, there's these little nuts up under here. I don't know if I can get those in here. Let me see if I can do that. Let me show you. There's going to be 4 nuts. All right. And let's see if I can show you. The only way you're going to be able to screw this thing back in is they give you these little wrenches. A socket will not fit. All right. I understand why they did it. It is a good design. I like it. But it is kind of irritating when you can't get like a real wrench on there. They give you a set of these wrenches I'm going to show you. But you're gonna open this up. When you open this up, you're gonna put your cables together, and you're gonna fiddle with it until everything fits in there nice and pretty. And that probably took me a good 20-30 minutes to figure out how to do it after I'd done it the wrong way first, I didn't flip this up and know that this thing flips up. And it's got a cover underneath that holds the controllers, and I'm not going to complain about that. This is just how it has to be. I mean, this is, there's nothing to complain about. But I'm just telling you what to expect. You want to put your cables in there the right way. So let's get to what to expect in the instruction manual. All right, we're done with air tags. The anti-seize, don't even think about putting this together without the anti-seize. I'm already gonna, since it's gonna rain for the next 5 days, I'm just gonna take everything out and lube everything up, put it back together. I'm not even gonna get to ride this thing for probably this time next week. This comes in this envelope. These are your little wrenches that you get. And they give you a nice little tool set. I mean, that's pretty cool, and it all comes in this one bag right here. They give you extra fuses. They even give you some extra nuts. Who the hell does that? I mean, but I'll tell you about my thoughts on this. They give you these extra pieces right here. This is so, not just so you can replace it, so you can go out and get more of them, because you're going to need them. You're going to need the little bolts, because they're gonna fall off, because you're not gonna tighten stuff like you're supposed to. And when you go out there to tighten the stuff and you're like, this screw is missing, this nut's missing, and then if you don't replace it, this thing is gonna start rattling and falling apart, and you're gonna think it's a piece of crap, but it's your fault for not performing maintenance. This is not a toy. It's basically a motorcycle. It's just what it is. And you get these wrenches, you get this screwdriver, and these Allen wrenches. Well, one thing is kind of weird about those Allen wrenches. If you look over there, I have a quick set. They're almost useless. It's metric. So I don't know. Is it standard? Is it standard and metric? I don't know. But you will need at least this. You will need a ratchet so that you can tighten this bolt right here. And all right, so let's get that out of the way. A pair of pliers comes in handy. I'll show you how this works. You're gonna be doing this until you can get yourself some T-handles. That's the only way you're gonna, it's just, there's some bolts you're just gonna have to twist like this. You go that way. So let's go over the instructions. Cautions, unboxing, please read the manual carefully. Yeah, you better. Be sure to follow these steps before riding. Place a stool or a stand under the battery box of the scooter, lift the wheels off the ground. That's what I just did with the wood. This thing is so heavy, it weighs 170 pounds. It better be sturdy. You want the wheels to spin freely. I can't get the front wheel off if the rear wheel is off. Check the motor is working properly, so I'm going to do that. Check whether the brakes work normally. I guess I can check the rear. Confirm the instrument functioning normally. Check both the gear and the lights. I'll check the lights and the horn. Oh, it does tell you the correct PSI. I didn't know it said that. On the tire it says 40. Said this is very important. You need to always make sure you have at least 35 to 40 in there. Otherwise you're going to wear out your tires so fast, and if you don't believe me, you're going to find out, because I've had motorcycle tires, even when maintained properly, a scooter tire for like a Bergman 200, rear tire 5,000 miles, front tires going on 6, probably get 7 out of it. These little tires, I've heard like 1,100 miles. So, to get a quality tire that goes on here is 110. And that's one thing that's cool about Yume, is they sell you all the stuff they know you're gonna screw up. It's really like almost every part, the major parts they know, and so they're gonna sell those to you at the store. And I didn't think the prices were too bad. If you're used to motorcycle prices, it seems pretty normal. Check your accessories. Remote control. Oh man, we're not going to get into the app because I hate apps. I really wish I hope there's a way around it, because I just don't want to use an app, and I really don't want to have to program these keys, because me and computers don't get along, and I used to mine crypto. But there's just something about, if there's a way to mess something up, I will find it first, because things are not as simple. They let the engineers design stuff. Never do that. Do never let an engineer be the one who makes the instruction manual. Yume, Wired, probably all of you. You need to have a go-between guy, that somebody who thinks like a normal person and says, I don't understand this. Explain it to me so I can explain it to somebody else. That's instructions. You want dummy proof, right? So let's get into what you get. So here's your manual. Cautions. Yeah, you better read these. Yeah, do not get on this without a full face helmet. Don't think you're gonna put a bicycle helmet on. You do that, you're a fool. You don't even you don't have no business. You have no business riding this, because at 40 miles an hour, you're gonna fuck up. Sorry for the language, but you're gonna screw up, and you're gonna plant your face in the ground. So precautions. Hey, I'm making a video in here, so be quiet. My wife just came home. So, okay, this is what you're gonna expect. And everything's good. I mean, I didn't, just from this picture, I really couldn't tell it goes. And I'll tell you another thing about this. There's these 4 nuts. You can get them finger tight, but the only way you're gonna get it tight enough is to have a pair of pliers. And you don't have to wrench it on there. You just got to get it tighter than your fingers. I mean, you can probably wrap it to your fingers, but you'll have to check it a lot. And you don't want to lose one of those. If one of these falls off, that's bad news, bud. All right, so here's your instructions. They didn't really tell you much about the cable management, and I was an electrician. Cable management is really important. You better follow these instructions. Make sure that thing is off when you put this together and put that battery in. All right, here's your scooter assembly. Now, putting on the kickstand, that's the first, the videos told me that's the first thing you need to do. And that's when you discover how nothing on this is like really easy. A couple things are, but right off the bat, putting this in, I had to have a magnetic go-getter to get the nuts, because just the way these nuts are made, they don't screw in real easy. And yeah, you're gonna be fishing. Have a magnet handy, because it's difficult, but you're gonna do it. They're breaking in here, and watch out for that kickstand. It already got my ankle. Thank God it's plastic coated. Somebody said that was one of the great things about this, and I believe them now, because it would have cut my ankle open. Oh, let me tell you what you're gonna expect when you pull this thing out of the box. This thing is going to be backwards, and I could tell that when I couldn't get the handlebars on it, I could tell that this had to be flipped around. But some of you people don't have any common sense at all, and probably don't have any business buying one of these, and unless you're going to have it put together by a bicycle shop, or Yume decides to sell a completely assembled unit. Not really worried about the batteries, but I'll tell you what I do here. So they're going to give you this picture here. The clarity sucks. All right. And this is like way better than you're going to expect from, like, if you buy a competitor, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to see a manual this good. And because the type is big. I don't know what it is about the Chinese. They got to try to save money on ink or something and make tiny instructions. This is a big book, all right? I mean, but it needs to be about 50% better. And it could be like, they could start with clearer pictures and what to expect. And if they made a decent book, they wouldn't need the WhatsApp people. I would love to make that for you. Let's see, cooling system operation. Isn't that cool? This is freaking rad. I'm not going to mess with it, but that's how serious a machine this is. You can alter the functions. And it does have a computer inside of it to help you find anything that's wrong with it. So it'll help you figure out how to fix it when it stops. It's probably a good idea to read this whole thing. So finally there, it kind of shows me, but even then it doesn't really tell you how hard you have to twist those nuts. They told me online that you had to do that. Oh, and while we're here, let's go ahead and go online. I'll show you. Here's a kind of a gripe I have with them. Right, here's their chat assistant. Sometimes they respond quicker than others. But here's my deal. Let's go up here. Let's say I want to log in. I cannot log in with this. I hate this. This is one of the most egregious things. It's kind of like you gotta sign in with something else to get into this. That sucks. I really hate that. That you want a website that you can just log into. Wired at least has that. But this, I don't know. It's probably has something to do with Credit Karma or whatever. But I can't sign in successfully. It's not going to happen. I've tried. It'll send me I'll put in my email. It'll send me a code. I'll put in the code. Code doesn't work. So you might want to get in touch with whoever's. Probably your tech people are asleep or something. I'm sure it worked. I think I got into it one time, but this is the kind of thing I really just don't like. So let's get out of that. That's just one of the irritating things you're gonna find. Any app or having to do something to get into something else, people hate that. We don't want it. Get rid of it. You will be able to get into your Yume with that. I've gotten that far, but I have not gotten this far. And I've heard nightmares. I read on Facebook today this kid got locked out of his, and he's screwed. They're gonna be able to get into it, I'm sure, but he might not get into it for a couple of days. Nobody wants to program their stuff. We want a pre-programmed key, just like you get with a motorcycle. I don't know. These might be programmed already, but I can tell you if they aren't, I don't want it. I hate that crap because believe me, if you can screw it up, I'll find it first. I'll be the first one to screw it up and show you how you could have made it more user-friendly. Oh, user-friendly, yes. Engineers, you all suck. I really want to kick you all in the balls because you're always snarky. You don't relate to people, and you think differently than real people. You're real smart people, but you're not average people, and average people are the people who are going to be using your stuff. So whoever owns this company, especially even if you're not an engineer, keep them out of this. Make it user friendly. We want user friendly. I shouldn't need this manual. I swear to God, if you want to make all this happen, I had a computer programmer friend from high school. His philosophy was, if it needs instructions, it's too complicated and it's not user friendly. They need to go back to the drawing board and make it user friendly. Make it stupid proof. So that's all I'm saying. Now, some of this is common sense, but some of this is like somebody who hasn't ever had anything like this before. This is like English reading Chinese. It doesn't make any sense. It's too many buttons, too much stuff. It's just too much. It's great to have all this, but like I've said for years and years and years, they gotta have easy mode. Start out easy. At least let me use the thing and have fun with it, and then go, hey, I heard this thing could be better. Well, I could open this app. About a month after, I've done, gotten used to it and got happy with it, and I want to make things better by opening an app or having to do something, just making it difficult. The NFC binding, oh Lord, you got to get an app. And I swear to God, I'm gonna screw this up. Hopefully there's the back door. You got a password. Yeah, because people will lock themselves out. It's like that two-step verification that everybody hates, because nobody will make a video showing you how to really do it, because you'd have to, in order to get two-step verification to be stupid proof, you'd have to have one person with a camera showing the other person doing it, and they just never do that. So if you want to make $1 million, be that guy that makes the video that shows people how to do it, because you can't tell somebody how to do it. Everybody hates it for just that reason. It doesn't make sense. Everybody hates it. But if you could successfully show what's going on both ends, I bet you'll teach everybody in the world how to use that crap. But they still haven't done it. Every few years I'll check YouTube to see if they've done that. No. They want you to have that magical Google unlocker thing that nobody knows how. If you don't know how it works, you don't understand it. Screw it. Hell with it. Usage and maintenance. Yeah, I think we've pretty well covered this. What to expect. Predator structure parameter. I mean, this is like basic stuff here. But this is what you're gonna get if you order this thing. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone from buying this, except for somebody who isn't capable of doing it. If you don't think you're capable, then you probably, unless you're willing to pay somebody to do it, you probably should not plunk down $3,600. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not putting this machine down in any way, shape, or form. It's just the way that it comes, all right? And the way that like you have to program the keys. I'm not happy with that. I hope I'm capable of doing it. But I'm giving you these helpful tips like this. You need to put this on your screws. You need to keep your keys. You need to have your keys separate. These are two different locks. And you definitely need this to go to this to go to this. This is like $5 on Amazon. Keep your tires pumped up. And like I said, I don't know about this thing. But I tell you, I am glad that they put this part on for me, because I'm sure people were raising hell. So they decided to go ahead and put it on there. So that said, if Yume could probably make one that comes in a bigger box that you can just plug in and go, and I suggest they do have that option. But be prepared. It would be fair for them to charge $250 more for a completely set up one, and you would be warned that you will need to be tightening this, and you will need some kind of a bicycle shop to do your brakes, and just perform, looking it over and knowing what's what, because I don't know for sure. Let me, woo, yeah. All right, I'm standing up on it. I'm 6'4" or 6'2", and this thing stands up. I'm gonna be almost 7 feet tall in the air. I'm not sure if I've got all of this as tight as it can be. Oh, and the first thing I did wrong was I put this light on upside down. I didn't know how it was gonna fit with these cables right here. Yeah, but I think this is giving you a fair chance to know what you're getting into. I would definitely buy it again, and I haven't even ridden it yet. But I've seen so many videos of guys that are 6'2", 240 pounds like me saying this thing is just awesome. So I'm going to take their word for it and take the next probably 5 days. And I'm going to, by 5 days, is like I work 10-hour days. I come home. I got about 2 or 3 good hours to work on it. And so I got 3 hours in last night just putting the battery in, and 3 hours today plus making this video for y'all. So I hope you buy one of these, but know what you're getting into.